So guys, in front of me is the Nasdaq 100 futures chart, and as you can see today, we've had a bounce here in the Nasdaq, currently trading at 11,300. We start the day at around 11,100, so we've had a 1.5% bounce here. I wouldn't really buy too much into this bounce. Typically after a very bad day trading, which was yesterday, the markets do tend to bounce because they do overshoot it on the downside, and then typically the next day they then overshoot it on the upside, and then I think tomorrow we'll just see some balancing out, which could mean some more trading back into the red, and we could give up these gains that we've seen in today's trading session, especially going into next Tuesday with the US election. So there's going to be very volatile and choppy trading conditions going into the election. So I wouldn't be really putting too much money to work at all, and in fact I recommend all my clients to be patient and just wait until after next Tuesday. Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all, and I think right now that represents that very well. So I would be sitting on the sidelines. We're trading below the 50-day EMA. Wait for that daily close above the 50-day EMA after next Tuesday, and that's when you want to be putting some real money to work, because let's face it, Europe has just gone into a lockdown. Well, most of Europe. I know France announced it last night that they're going to be going in a temporary 4 to 5 week lockdown. Germany could follow, the UK could follow, and the US could potentially follow. I know that there probably wouldn't be a nationwide lockdown, but many states may have to go on a 4 to 5 week temporary lockdown, especially before Christmas, right? Everyone wants to be spending Christmas with their family, so they might have to sacrifice 4 or 5 weeks before Christmas so that they can do and move how they wish so. So that, with there being lockdowns all around the globe, that definitely supports these tech companies, the likes of Apple, the likes of Microsoft. We had many investors back in March where we saw the 30% declines in some of the biggest tech stocks such as Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Netflix. And what happened shortly afterwards? Well, I'll show you what happened shortly afterwards. Here's the 30% decline that we saw back in March. And then, I think investors took a step back, especially when the RSI hit that 30, that oversold 30 territory on the RSI. And, I think they looked at the next 3 to 6 months and they thought, which companies do we believe are going to perform very well? And I think they thought, well, everyone's stuck at home, right? They can only watch TV, they can only play on their laptops. No one can go to school. They're forced to do schooling from home. People are forced to work from home. So for that reason, people need technology devices in their house, such as laptops, phones, etc. So then they bought the likes of Microsoft, they bought the likes of Zoom, they bought the likes of Apple, they bought the likes of Netflix, Amazon, what have you not. So, and as you can see, that then led to this huge rally, this huge, we were in a bear market back in March, but we're now in a bull market. We're trading back at all-time highs here, even as that 100. And I see a very similar scenario happening this year. I do believe that a lockdown is actually good for a lot of these tech stocks. I think a second stimulus deal will come. Once that comes, that puts money into people's pockets, and then people will buy a new laptop. People will buy a new phone. People will buy a TV streaming service. So I am very bullish on the Nasdaq 100, but I just think you have to be patient up until next week after the US election, because there's a lot of uncertainty right now, and uncertainty typically is not good for stocks. And I mentioned it in the past couple of videos. Historically, 9 days before a US election, markets typically trade towards the downside. But after a US election, no matter who wins, whether it's Joe Biden or Donald Trump, markets typically rally. So good times are coming here. And of course, we're entering the best period of the year to trade stocks, and that is November, December, and especially January. So I am bullish here, Nasdaq 100. Patience is the key. I'm a buyer, no interest in selling at this